Good morning. Welcome to the University Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. My name is Paula Despang. I'm your service leader this morning. Yay! It's wonderful to have people cheer when I say that and not moan or complain. So join us as we settle into our shared sacred space. This is a good time to turn off your electronic bits and pieces and take a nice deep breath and then let it out easy and slow. And we will first hear from committee members, committee leaders, whatever we got, anything that they have to report, whether it's things that they've done recently or things that they're planning and they need us to participate in.
See you again. Benefit of sitting in the front row. You get to go first. Hi, good morning. I'm Rev Tracie, and I want to let you know that next Wednesday, so not this Wednesday, but the following, I believe it's December 7th, is our last Come Feed Your Soul of this year. And that is 6 p.m. is a spaghetti dinner that is free spaghetti dinner. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have fellowship. And then at 6:45, we have a quiet time of reflection and doing some spiritual practices. And it's just a time during this very busy season to take a break and rest for a moment and do some reflection and have that. Then on the third Wednesday of December, which is the 21st, we will be having a winter solstice ritual here at 7 p.m. So there'll probably be fire because it's me and I love fire. So come at 7 p.m. on the 21st for winter solstice. And then the 24th, Christmas Eve, we are doing candlelight Christmas service here, 7 p.m. And Christmas morning, we will be having a very, very low-key service. If you're able to come. We will be having service at 11. And afterwards, bring cookies. Bring cookies with you, and we'll have cookies and cocoa together and have some fellowship. So if you're on your own on Christmas Day and you want to come, or if you need to come and get some community before you go see family, if it's that kind of situation, come here, fuel up on some cookies after service, and then go out with love. And so those are my announcements for this holiday. Can you believe it's almost December? Because I cannot. So.
Hi, I'm Sarah Sullivan, and I wanted to let you know about two giving opportunities. The first is Giving Tuesday, which is a opportunity to think about the organizations you want to support as opposed to all the material Black Friday, Cyber Monday, blah, blah, blah. So if you are so inclined, if you are doing something on Giving Tuesday, then consider Triple U as one of your people on your list. Also, today during Interlude and Offering, we will be collecting for the holiday staff bonuses. So this will be going around as well as the baskets. That was good.
That's how excited she is.
That's right, thank you. Super excited. And so everything that you give to this goes directly to our staff. So thank you. Absolutely. If you go to the Triple U website and click on the donate button, there is a special place on the list of, pledges and plate and everything, and then there's staff bonuses. So just make sure you check that box. Yeah. We're doing this for 2 Sundays. These are all great questions. Anybody else? Help me fill this out. No calls will be made. We're low-key about donations here, so. All right, thank you.
Hi, I'm Jules, and I'm just letting everyone know this coming Friday, December 2nd, we are doing a women's group. I'm still figuring out what all we're going to be doing, but it'll probably be a potluck. We'll probably have dinner and hang out for a while. Yeah.
Perfect.
Thank God for Roberta. Oh my God. Okay. So actually, we're gonna be making vision boards. So if anybody wants to bring magazines and pictures, we're gonna do collages and stuff. It'll 6 to 8, 6:30 to 8:30, one of the two. December 2nd.
Good morning, Mary Ann Feldheim, Social Action Committee, and it's great to be back and see you all. And I am protecting you. Since I was traveling, I don't want to give you anything that I might have gotten. So, mask will be back on. Social Action Committee will have a brief meeting after service today, and it's also on Zoom, but it's just to plan for a December meeting. And in December, we're going to be planning sort of for the year, the coming year, what will be our major focus. But there are several things going on. It's in the notable news. There's a toy drive. September 11th is the end for that. Brand new toys, not wrapped. Actually, it's nice because the parents pay something, some small amount for the gift, so they feel invested in it. So please think about that. We also have a food drive. Pat is doing that, and it's for the UCF students in the Knights Pantry. And just so you know, there are a lot of students who are either in dire straits or close to homeless, and so any food and things, so their education is a top priority for them, so we just want to help them do that. So the info is in the notable news, and thank you very much.
And I want to thank Mary Ann for being the one that makes those announcements now. Joey Cole, and I'm talking about coffee volunteers, hospitality volunteers. We have December filled up. We have a group that's agreed for February, the men's group, yay for them. I do not have anyone for Christmas Day. I know that's hard. So if nobody volunteers when you get in, there won't be any coffee unless you make it. Just letting you know. But I am also looking for a group for January volunteers. So please keep that in mind. We really do need people to come in just a little bit early and make coffee before everybody else gets here. Thank you.
You might as well.
So I'm Jill Vita. I'm not here for a committee. I'm here to invite all of you to Larry's 60th birthday, which will be here December 10th at 7 o'clock. There'll be food, there'll be drinks. Come have a good time. We'll set off the holiday season.
He has a birthday every year, but of course you only turn 60 once. I remember 60. It was a good year. My opening words this morning this is a Thanksgiving prayer from Doris Landmuller. We cannot thank you, God, enough for all the gifts you give, for life and breath, for joy and song that fill each day we live. With gratitude this special day, our praise goes up to you for loved ones whom we cherish, for all they are and do. Thank you for companionship with those who share our meals. The ones not gathered here with us, let them the blessing feel. And now, Heavenly Spirit, descend on us, we pray. Teach us to share the gifts we have today and every day. Amen. Our opening music, we gather together, and the lyrics will be up there, and I will be leading you from here. Stand as you will. That standing up helps us to get our air in all the way down to here. Support that sound. gather together in joyful thanksgiving, acclaiming creation whose bounty we share. Both sorrow and gladness we find now in our living. We sing a hymn of praise to the life that we bear. We gather together to join in the journey, confirming, committing our passage to be a true affirmation in joy and tribulation, when bound to human care and hope, then we are free. Well, somebody's having fun with this. Our chalice lighter this morning is Finn, whose pronouns are he and him. He's almost 6 and had a lot of mama days and now gets to spend nights with mama and mommy, and it will be so much fun. In the light of truth and the warmth of love, we gather to seek, to sustain, and to share. And we affirm our relationship to each other, the way we strive to make it. Even when we fail, we're still striving. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its gift. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth in love, and to help one another. And I'd like to especially say hello and welcome to our visitors today. Yay! Both those in the room, I see you, and those in cyberspace. I don't see you, but I trust you're there. I hope you're getting as much out of this as I'm putting in. Take a moment right now to say hello to whoever's side by side of you, and I love that sound. It's my idea of what heaven will be like. So, and you can resume these conversations after this service, along with a cup of coffee or tea or whatever, and a little snack, and just be together, be. In this congregation, we share our joys and our concerns. Joys shared seem multiplied, and concerns shared seem divided, and the burden easier to bear. Come to our microphone, remembering that what you're saying will be broadcast, or I can bring the microphone to you. If you have something online, who's taking those texts today? Uh-oh. Okay. Okay, Sarah says she's got this. If you can text it to her, she'll get you, and she'll come up here and share that with us all.
After church, me and Living and Ani, we're gonna go to George Trampolinium, and it's gonna be so much fun. I have a joy. I made a Lego ice cream truck, and that it's almost Christmas, and I get to open 3 advent calendars, a Lego one, a Play-Doh one, and a Jurassic World one. Monica Wheeler. I used to be my teacher retired, and then now I'm 5 years old, and then now me and Finn are twins, and now we're in kindergarten. Thank you. Hello, I'm Livy Wheeler. I have one joy and one concern. My joy is that Thanksgiving is over and the next holiday is Christmas, where we open up presents and we believe in Santa. And my concern is this is my last weekend before school, and I don't want to go to school. But if you want to become a firefighter, a policeman, or whatever job you have, or whatever job you want, you have to go to school. I know, it's sad. It's very sad, but you have to. You don't have a choice. Thanks.
Yeah. This is Lori. As I mentioned last week, I had to move out of my apartment due to damage from Ian, and I successfully got all my stuff into storage, and a good friend is putting me up while I house hunt. So if anyone knows of a nice little 2-bedroom in this area, let me know.
Melanie, we have a concern and a joy. Our concern is that some of you have probably heard our son hurt himself, broke his arm in 2 places on the 16th. And on the 23rd, he had surgery and he's at home recovering. He's doing very well. So now I'm back to chauffeuring because he can't drive. But that's okay, get more time with him. And then our joy is that John and I celebrated our 12th anniversary this week.
Well, I get to go first, apparently. My joy is that my daughter is a type 1 diabetic, and we went to her quarterly endocrinologist appointment, and an anonymous donor had donated American Girl dolls. So Addie got to get an American Girl doll that came complete with a diabetes kit, and just very, very grateful for the goodness in the world. She promptly named the doll Startastic, and we love having Startastic in our family. It's your turn. Say what makes you happy. Nope.
Hi, I'm Rachel. I have 2 joys. One is that I just moved here, and this is my 3rd time visiting your fellowship, and I just love it. So I'm so happy to have found you all. And my second joy is my daughter is here also, and we're expecting my first grandchild. So excited. So happy to share that and have that here.
It's my turn now. So, once again, I'm Paula, and I have to tell you this little story. For about 2 years, on my way here every Sunday morning, I drive the same route. I don't have to think too hard about it. And there's been this woman on the corner that the stoplight always stops me at. I think it may be a cursed corner, but not for her. So I gave her a $5 bill every Sunday morning for a long time. And about 2 months ago, she informed me that her disability application had been approved. And a couple of weeks later, she said, I just got my first check. And so she's not on the corner anymore. And so that's my joy today. take a moment of silence. Did you get anything on your phone, Sarah? Nothing online. So we'll take a moment of silence for those concerns and joys shared and those held silently. Amen. So we have a time for all ages, and Roberta Lehrman, who is an amazing storyteller. Of course, I don't really have to tell you that because she's going to demonstrate it here this morning. She's got something special cooked up. You want this microphone?
Good morning. I know sometimes I do one of my own stories, but this story is one of my favorite Thanksgiving stories by Debbie Atwell. I have some prompts. Okay, the name of this story is The Thanksgiving Door. It's about a Russian family that moved to the United States and opened up a restaurant called the New World Cafe, and about a couple that lived near the restaurant by the name of Ed and Ann. Oh, it was Thanksgiving Day, and Ann was busy preparing a beautiful Thanksgiving dinner for her and Ed. Well, something must have happened. She must have got distracted, because when she looked in the oven to see how the dinner was cooking, it was already overcooked and burned. Oh, she was so upset. She wanted to take her mind off of it, so she started to do the ironing. Ed said, "I'm hungry. And besides that, you shouldn't have to be ironing on a holiday. You know, there's a new restaurant down the street. Maybe they're open today." So they put on their coats and went down the street. They didn't live in Florida. As they got to the restaurant, the door was open. "Oh," said Ed, "good, they're open. Let's go in." When they went into the restaurant, they saw that there were a lot of tables set up with pretty tablecloths and centerpieces on each table. Oh, there was a pilgrim, and there was an Indian, but there was also this little man with a fur cap and a beard and boots and a short jacket. Anne said, "Well, of course we know about the pilgrims and the Indians, but I don't know what this other man represents. Maybe we should leave." "Oh, nonsense," said Ed. "The door was open. They're open today." Meanwhile, some eyes peeked out from the kitchen door. It was Leon, the son. "Oh, no. Don't these people know our restaurant is closed today for a private party? They're going to ruin everything. I'm going out, and I'm going to tell them we're closed today. They need to come back another day." "Oh, I got a better idea," said his sister Titania. "I'm just going to bang this pot together and make a lot of noise and scare them away." Grandmother dropped a potato into the boiling water and said, "Banging pots to make noises only to scare away wolves, not hungry people. These people shall be our guests of honor today." Olga, the mother, and the grandmother went out. They said to Ann and Ed, "Welcome, welcome. We're so glad you're here." And they quickly pulled up 2 more chairs, put out 2 more place settings, and sat them at the head of the table. Well, then, not too long afterward, all their invited guests came. They were very friendly, and they made Ann and Ed feel welcome, too. And when everybody was quiet, out came a big turkey as big as a doghouse on a platter with all kinds of wonderful foods that were traditional for Thanksgiving. And they had a wonderful meal, and everybody was having a good time. But then, just as Ed was taking his last bite of pumpkin pie, he said to Olga and Grandma, I would like the check. Oh, they made believe they didn't understand. They said, no, 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 we dance now. And Ed noticed that the men were already pushing the tables against the wall and stacking up the chairs, and Ed joined in. Then Uncle Carl struck up the band, and the young people got up and started to dance, and pretty soon everybody was dancing, even Ed, who really didn't like dancing or know how to dance, but he was following along. Ann was a different story. She liked to dance, and she knew a lot of dances, and she joined in too. And then she found out they didn't know how to do a Congo line, and she taught them a Congo line. Well, pretty soon it was time for everybody to say goodbye. Ed and Papa exchanged hats. Olga gave Ann a centerpiece to take home. And Ann gave baby Sonia's mother her phone number and said, if you ever meet a babysitter, just give me a call. And then they left. And after everybody left, Papa went over to close the door. But it was jammed. It wouldn't close. He looked down, and there was a potato wedged under the door. How did this stupid potato get here? And Grandma said, I put it there. An open door is like a happy heart, warm and welcoming. And Papa just said, that's really nice. Well, Ed and Ann went home. Ann put the centerpiece on the table and made a cup of tea for each one of them. And as they were sipping their cup of tea, Ann said to Ed, what is the most thankful thing you had today? And he said, well, I think it's that you burnt our dinner. And she said, me too.
I like it. Our speaker this morning is our own. Oh, we have to have an offering. That's right. So some of our young people will come around with some baskets and accept your generous gifts. Yes, Finn, we start at the front. Good idea. Okay. I have to go over here.
We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. I messed it up. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. You can sing with me. Everyone can see we're together as we walk on by. And we fly just like birds of a feather. And we'll tell no lie. All the people around us, they say, can they be that close? Let me say for the record, we're giving love in our family dose. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. and to get our share of this world's delights. Hopes we have for the future and our goals in sight. We don't get depressed. Here's what we call our golden rule. Have faith in you and the things you do. You won't go wrong. This is our family jewel. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing.
So, now I'm going to give the pulpit over to Reverend Tracie. Oh, one more song. We love you and bless you and send you on your way. We love you and bless you today and every day. I love it.
And now it's my turn. I know. So, ooh, okay. Thanks, Trista. I have grown up hearing the phrase, blood is thicker than water. How many other people have heard that phrase before? Yeah. It was always used to explain why family should be held in a higher position than friends. And it never really sat well with me. For one thing, not all blood-related family is healthy. One should not have to stay connected to family that causes pain to one's psyche. Nor should one hold an abusive family member on a pedestal simply because of an accident of nature. For another thing, it doesn't take into account chosen family. These are the friends in our lives who are connected with us on a deeper level than just acquaintances. For some of us with problematic families of origin, it is our chosen families who save our lives and give us hope. In our last home, that we thankfully just moved out of, we had a long hallway, and I made a gallery wall of favorite 4x6 photos all the way down it. Every photo up there had family in it, my family. Not blood related, not all of them, but every single person in those frames I consider family. There were, of course, pictures of the people I'm related to based on DNA and partnerships. My husband, his family, my mom and uncles, my dad, my brother and sister-in-law, my sister, and my niece. And then there are those people I'm related to based on heart connections. My dear sisters from seminary who saw me through 3 years of blood, sweat, and tears, and still today are a phone call away when we need each other. My close friends who know me better than I know myself and call me back to who I am when I'm unsure. My colleagues, including the dear woman who calls herself my intern grandma because she was my teaching pastor's teaching pastor. My gaming friends who are my tribe, who have known me before I was officially a minister and remind me of who I am outside of this title and this role. There are more. Photos and memories I have in my heart, people I'd call or drop everything for should they call me. I'm a huge believer that family is more than blood, more than DNA, more than contractual agreements such as marriage and adoption. And this time of year is often all about family. We gathered for Thanksgiving. We gather for the winter holidays, Hanukkah, Yule, Christmas. We gather even when we don't always want to gather with those who are our family. There's a trend among my generation, and more so in the generation behind me, of having a Friendsgiving in November. And this is a gathering of friends for a Thanksgiving feast. And these gatherings are often designed for those who, for whatever reason, cannot or will not join with their family of origin for the traditional Thanksgiving meal. Perhaps due to toxic situations, perhaps due to distance and cost, perhaps due to any number of reasons. These friends gather around a table like a family would and enjoy a meal and gratitude together. And in the before times, you all gathered for a Thanksgiving meal here with this family of beloveds you've created in this congregation. And this year, most of you were going off to gather with family, and so we didn't do our traditional Thanksgiving meal here. But this congregation is also a chosen family, one that is bound not by blood or DNA or marriage contract, but by choice. But it's more than choice. Sure, we choose to come here on Sundays, whether in person or virtually. We choose to be a part of this congregation, either as friends or as members. We choose to give of our time, our talent, and our treasure. But there's more to that. When we become family, there's more than just a choice. It's a commitment. A commitment to stay when things get hard. A commitment to work things out. A commitment to say sorry when we make a mistake. So let's go back to that phrase I mentioned earlier, blood is thicker than water. I saw a write-up once that gave me a moment of pause. And I will say that I've struggled to find out if it is true, and I have not been successful, so I debated whether or not to mention it. But I think the sentiment still stands, and like all of our proverbs, there are various oral traditions surrounding it. What I read was this. The quote is not just blood is thicker than water. Instead, it's the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. Let me say that again. The blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. Well, now that puts a whole different spin on it, doesn't it? I read this, and I see it as the covenants we make are stronger than the ties that bind us to family. Now that's huge. Why? Why is that important? First, let me explain a bit about the difference between covenant and contract. I use the term contract here because familial bonds are a type of contract. Obviously, marriage and adoptions legally create families and involve contracts. And I'm lumping in DNA family in this concept of contract because there are laws related around DNA family. So contract. A contract states very clearly what each person entering the contract agrees to do or not to do. It's an agreement. It's a choice. And if it's broken, it's broken. A new contract has to be created if the parties wish to continue. Chris and Lisa Cree compare contract and covenant this way. Quote, with a contract, if one agreeing party does something in violation of the contract, then it's considered broken. The whole contract becomes null and void. Basically, the signers of the contract agree to hold up their ends as long as the other signatories hold up theirs as well. The signers of the contract agree to hold up their ends as long as the other signatories agree to hold up theirs too. All it takes is one person breaking the contract and the other parties can just walk away. A beloved community, that does not make. So what's the difference? Well, let's go back to the Crees. This is the rest of their statement. With a covenant, both parties agree to hold up their ends regardless of whether the other party keeps their part of the agreement. A violation of a covenant by one party doesn't matter as far as the other party's responsibility to continue to do what they agreed to do. They hold up their part of the covenant regardless. We, as Unitarian Universalists, are a covenantal faith. Covenant is what we do. Our statement of principles begins with, we, the member congregations of the Unitarian Universalist Association, covenant to affirm and promote. It's how our bylaws as an association start. It's the core of who we are. But it's not just creating covenants that make us a covenantal faith. Martin Buber says that we as humans are promise-making, promise-keeping, promise-breaking, and promise-renewing creatures. We're going to screw up. We just are. So why is covenant important? because it doesn't rely on both parties holding to the agreement or promise. It means that when we screw up, when, not if, when we screw up, when we make mistakes, we come back to the table to continue to try to work it out. Now, it does not mean we excuse bad behavior. It does not mean we open ourselves up to abuse. It means that when things get tough, we will do what we can to repair that. We will look within ourselves to see where we might have broken that covenant and then come to see how we can repair what is broken. It means saying, I'm sorry, and what can I do to restore our relationship? And then it means doing that. Covenant means that we understand we are going to screw up, that we're going to smush each other's toes and hearts and buttons, that we're going to rub up against one another in ways that only family can. And it means that we aren't just going to throw our hands up in the air and leave when the going gets tough. It means we come back. It means we say we're sorry. We say when something has hurt us, and we do our best to repair it. Because at the core of covenant is relationship. And that, my friends, makes a beloved community. Lisa Ward shares this about covenant. She says, a covenant is not a definition of a relationship. It is the framework for our relating. A covenant leaves room for chance and change. It is humble toward evolution. It claims, I will abide with you in this common endeavor, be present as best I can in our becoming. This calls for a level of trust, courage, and sacrifice that needs to be nurtured, renewed, and affirmed on a regular basis. A creed is a static truth, something that does not incorporate new insights and realities. A covenant is a dance of co-creation, keeping in step with one another in the flow of our lives. A creed seeks uniformity and a unison voice. A covenant seeks harmony and a shared voice. Sometimes we may arrive at a unison, but it's not required. She continues, a creed gives authority to the statement, and a covenant gives authority to shared intention. A creed creates an us and a them. A covenant invites relationship. A creed is a prescription that must be relied on, and a covenant relies on the treasures of shared truth. The overall trust within this covenant is in the truth, capital T, something which no one person can fully see, yet something with it which each and every person can come to know, in glimpses, in another's story, in epiphanies. Truth is ever-changing in our seeking to understand because of our limited perspectives. We grow into a sense of the meaning of all things when we take our journey seriously with full heart and mind. And she finishes, the courage within this covenant is in the acceptance and celebration of life, with all its challenges, pain, ironies, and joys. And the sacrifice within this covenant is in the letting go of dogma, of assumptions, and of control, and giving over to a greater wisdom, which comes to us in bits and pieces. The task of this covenant is to take responsibility for the freedom we espouse. We know that we are interconnected and that what we do creates ripples of hope or despair, of affirmation or negation. What we do with and for one another is powerful and beyond our imagining. The key to covenant is, as Ward says, that covenant invites relationship. We cannot do this alone. Covenant needs relationship. It's at the core of it. For me, it's why chosen family is so important and so vital in this world. Chosen family is bound together by covenant, not contract. Chosen family, whether one or two of our closest friends or our entire congregational community, is what can give us hope when hope is hard to find. It is those connections, those ties that bind, where we can borrow strength to continue on our journey. Emma Merchant, a UU youth in Central Ohio, in talking about covenant, said it this way: we make the choice to stay stuck together even when we don't want to be in the same room. But we always come back to the table because we choose to be together. Through thick and thin, we have chosen love. And in hard times, struggling times, times that we face every day, we come together even closer. We make the choice to listen to each other. We make the choice to pick each other up, and we make the choice to love each other. Wise words from our UU future, my friends. We choose love. We make the choice to stay stuck together even when we don't want to be in the same room. Not because we have to, based on familial connections, but because we have entered into covenant together. What a powerful statement. What a powerful truth to live into. What a powerful form of love. That is the love that can move mountains. That is the love that can heal our world. That is the love that will continue to make the circle wider. That is the love that is the core of who we are as Unitarian Universalists. That is the love that says you and you and you and you and me and people we haven't even met yet all belong here in this chosen family. That is the love that we take out into the world. That is the love that keeps the door stuck open so that guests arrive and can come and join our feast and our dancing. There's a phrase used at the end of some of the UUA Tapestry of Faith education programs. And it is said around the closing circle, each person in the circle placing their hand in the hand of the person next to them and saying, I put my hand in yours so that together we can do what I cannot do alone. That is so powerful to me. It is the statement of what covenant is. We are in this together. I put my hand in yours so that together we can do what I cannot do alone. Amen. Blessed be, and may it ever be so.
We extinguish this flame these we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Closing music. We know this song. Stand up and sing it with me. Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea. Giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me. My closing words are by that oft-quoted and long-lived thinker, Anonymous. The courage of the early morning's dawning, and the strength of the eternal hills, and the peace of the evening's ending, and the love of God be in our hearts. Thank you. have a nice visit with each other, finish the conversations you started earlier, turn your beepers and peepers and whatever little noise makers you have back on, and have a cup of coffee.